Hello, this is Cuckoo. I'm here with the Octatrack today. This is from Electron. It came out a few years ago and it's a dynamic performance sampler. Now, what does that mean? It means you could sample into it. You could process samples, chop them up, tune them, cut them, and do everything about samples on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tracks. And you also got 8 MIDI tracks if you press this little button. And so it's quite capable, like 16 tracks of stuff. And a lot of people are a bit scared of this, me included, because I thought that it was going to be really difficult and really complex. And while it is complex in a way, it's pretty deep. You realize after learning a lot of the basic functions that it's not really complicated, it's just a lot of opportunities. So what I'm going to do today is to cover the basics of how to get samples into the machine, either by sampling into it with sound input. You've got many inputs here, as you can see. You've got, I think, 4 inputs like A, B, C and D, or by transferring samples over to the compact flash card now from the computer. I'm going to focus mostly on the live sampling part because I think because you could do it in many different ways, it might be confusing to people as well which way is good for your purpose and how your workflow. So I'm not an expert on the Octatrack, but I know enough of the basics that I think maybe, give beginners a fair start of, getting along well with the Octatrack. So without further ado, let's just get into it, shall we? Okay, so here it is, the Octatrack. Now, it's a sampler, it's all about samples. So where do we sample from? Well, I figured we just go ahead and sample from the OP1. It's a very good combination. So what do? I'm going to just head right into it and see what happens, okay? I'm going to start a new project like this, function and project. And then I'm going to go here and press change, create empty project. And let's call it something. This is a way to erase function and no, just erases. I'm going to call it Cuckoo. Yeah. Cuckoo YouTube. Okay, yes. It's creating the project, and what it's actually doing is like making a little directory on the compact flash card. That you can see this blinking, means it's working, and now it's just green. It means it doesn't access the card right now. So let's see. We've got nothing here. Just press play, nothing happens. It's just playing. And nothing happens. And this, I just connected it to input A and B. Now, so the OP1 is connected right here into input A and B. Okay, so I'm going to do some recordings. I'm going to record like a little bass, maybe a melody, maybe some beats, I don't know, beatboxing, and fill it up with stuff and then play around with it. So there's many different ways of sampling. I'm going to show you one. Okay, I'm going to go into track 1, and we can see here that there is no sound associated with track 1. It says machine static. I'm going to go and change the machine to flex, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to do it here, playback. I'm going to double tap this. This is where you change the machines. I'm going to change it to flex. Flex and static are different ways to play back the sample once it's in there. Flex is more flexible in terms of time stretching. It may be the biggest difference. So I'm going to make a flex track out of all the tracks using the arrows here. Yeah, flex, flex, flex. Oh, did I do some? Okay. They're all flex tracks now. And I'm going to do a recording. And a thing that you need to know when you record something is that there are look now, when I double tap this now, it looks a bit different from when I was using the static. Now we can see all these things called recording, and every project has 8 recording slots or files that you can record to. So we've got recording 1 till 8, and on track 1 I'm going to select recording 1. I'm going to set it up now as a recording 3. It's going to have recording 3, recording 4, stuff like this, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now every track has a recording slot assigned to it, a recording file. That is currently totally silent. Okay, so why did I do this? Well, it's because I later on want to be really quick in accessing these recordings that I do. Even though I record in these slots, they don't have to be the active sounds. So I could be full of sounds, but I could still be recording additional sounds that is not, right there in the music. It could be really cool for, planning ahead. Okay, so I'm going to record something on track 1. This is just a very basic way of recording, a bit dirty, but yeah. Okay. So first of all, we want to hear the sound source. We could see it. There is a sound going on. I'm going to go into the mixer, and we can see here on channel A and B, direct monitor and gain. I'm going to turn up the direct monitor. And as with all the electron machines, the layout of these correspond to the layout of these encoders. So, yeah, there we go. And 127 is like the volume that sort of gets recorded. So even though it's silent, I can still record it. But now I want to hear it. I could gain it if the signal is low or something. And this is a very nifty feature, I think. If you hold function, you could snap directly to values like full 0, full negative. So it's a way to, try something and then just reset like that. It's something I use a lot, actually. Okay. I'm going to make a little bass sound on maybe track 4 is like a bass channel. Okay, I'm going to hit record and track 4. And when I do that, this little icon turns into a plus. Whenever this plus symbol is there, it means that it's recording. It's recording right now. So for how long it's recording, it depends a little bit on how you see there, it turned into a stop sign again. It depends on how you set it up, but just don't think about that for now. I'm just going to record a little snippet, and then I'm going to stop the recording manually, like a bass. So record and track 4 and play. And then I'm going to stop it like this. Okay? I recorded something, I manually stopped it by pressing the track and pressing stop. So how do we listen to what we're just recording? This is a way of quickly just listening to it. I could press the track and press play. Then I instantly hear what's in there. But I could hear now that I'm a bit late. There's a tad of silence before I start playing. Yeah? So I'm going into the edit mode and see if I could, cut it away or something. Press the track that I want to edit. Press this bank edit. I go into this mode. Now when you're in edit mode, these are sort of navigation buttons. This is the sort of a crop starting point. This is the end point, and this is the loop point. This is like you could gain the waveform, how it's viewed. If it's tiny, you know, maybe you don't see it, so you just gain it like this. There's nothing to do with how it sounds, it's just the way it's represented on screen. And the second one is scrolling, and the third one is zooming. So I'm gonna find a really good starting point. You can see here that I'm starting around there. Yeah, maybe that's a good place. And this, when I'm in this edit mode, I could press function and yes to instantly start playback and hold it. So, okay, we've got something there. And the end point, I don't know. You see what happened there? It reached the end. And then it's going back to the loop point. I'm going to turn the loop point to the beginning now. Something like that. Okay, that's okay for now. So I just edited. I made a little slight change. I changed the starting point on the sample. Okay, so with an Electron machine, you probably notice that they all have these buttons, and this is the sequencer. So if I go into the grid mode by pressing this, it means that I could start putting out notes in the pattern. I'm going to put one right there on track 4 and press play. Yeah? Okay, I'm going to do this function and page scale setup and press this a couple of times to add pages and then exit by pressing no. So now I've made this longer. I made this sequence longer, like 4 times longer, and I'm gonna have just one starting point and see what happens now. It's probably gonna be out of sync, but let's see. It's out of sync. I could check that by manually by pressing Q and tempo to turn on the metronome. But it turns out we don't hear the metronome because we only hear it in the headphones. We could change that. Let's try and change that. Function and project. And I'll go down here to control. I'll go in there, go down to metronome. Let's see, where do we want to hear the metronome? Q volume, that means what's going on in a headphone and on the Q out. Well, we also want to hear it in main volume for now. As you notice, it's a bit out of sync now. So what do we do with that? How do we treat this? And there are several ways you could. You know, first of all, we could have recorded it to the metronome. It would have solved everything. But we could time stretch it. We could fix things. But there's one thing that you should know about the Octatrack. The power of slicing is really cool. Like, I'm gonna do this several times on several tracks now. So pay attention. I go into this edit mode. I go into the slice mode, and yeah, let's zoom in a bit. I'm gonna make a lot of slices and see how it works. And with these changing the view of things, the level knob is the actual timeline. the playhead. So I go here and I press yes when I'm in slice mode, and add a slice here. Yeah, do it. Add a slice and change the endpoint. That's just a slice right there. And then I'm gonna go into I'm gonna go over here, add a slice. Yeah, gonna go over there, add a slice. Yeah, and sorry, gonna go there, add a slice. So I'm gonna basically make slices for every note and see if we could play around with that. So let's go there, add a slice. Go here, add a slice. I'm not sure it really makes sense for this particular tune, but let's try it out and see. Okay, add a slice. And if you're noticing this little, you can see sometimes it becomes a little square with a white square around itself. This is where it finds a nice zero crossing place, I think. Okay, let's see. Adding slices. Yeah, okay, there we go. Zoom out. So we've got a lot of slices now. Now, what can we do with these slices? I'm going to exit slice mode. We could play them. Now, this is a thing that if you want to work with slices, it's really fun to know how you play with them. This is also a sort of a keyboard. Right now, it's in grid mode, so I could I could program the pattern. But if I turn it off, it's also a keyboard, and it works different ways in different modes. I'm going to turn the keyboard into slice mode. I press function and up and down here, down. Now we're in tracks mode. There is a chromatic mode where you can play chromatically. There's a slots mode. There is a slices mode, quick mute, delay control. So I'm going to turn this into slice mode and see if we could set it up to play all these slices. Okay, it doesn't really work as we thought, but that's because this track isn't set up to play slices. So I'm going to go into the playback menu and turn slices on. And that's it. Let's see. Now that actually had like two. Okay. Okay, I could probably play this. I'm going to turn off this the initial pattern now. I'm going to just freestyle to the metronome. I'm going to hit record and play. And if I want to, I could set it up to pre-roll. I'm going to go into function and project, and I'm going to go into the metronome and say pre-roll 1 bar. This is probably not something you do in a like a live situation, but when you're in the studio at a hotel room, I'm currently at a hotel, this might be the way to do. So okay, press record and play now. Oh, and there is the pre-roll. So okay, let's freestyle. Okay, let's see what happens now. I sort of missed the first one, I think. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Okay, yeah, it's a fun start. Okay, let's create a kick drum. I'm gonna go to track 3 and make a kick drum. So how do you do that? Maybe go to drum. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to make a few different... I'll focus on kick drum. Okay, so I'm quickly just going to record 2 kicks. Done. So there we go. We recorded 2 kick drums. I'm going to go to edit mode again. I'm going to make slices of these 2 kick drums. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit and make it really tight here this time. Right there. Add slice here and over there. Okay, next one. And this, if you are used to electrons, you know that turning the knob is fine increments, but pressing it and turning is big increments. So I could scroll a lot faster if I press and twist it. Okay, so go there, add a slice. Okay, we've got 2 slices here. I'm going to do the same thing for this now. I'm going to double click here, turn slice mode on. I'm going to turn loop off because I don't want to lose. I don't want to loop these. I'm still in slices mode, so this is why the keyboard behaves like this. It shows you all the slots, all the slices. Okay, I'm just going to make a very simple kick drum. And right now, I'm going to turn off the metronome. Okay, let's see. I'm going to copy this page by pressing copy. Next page, paste. Next page, press, page. That's a very fast way to just copy and paste. Okay, I'm going to mute this channel now. Function and track 4. I'm going to focus on the kick drum. So first of all, it's a bit high in pitch. So I'm going to turn it down in pitch by just going on the playback menu and maybe just a little bit like that. And then I'm going to go into the effects menu. Now the default effect on effect 1 is a filter. The default effect on effect 2 is delay. I'm going to use the default. I'm going to double tap it just to show what it is. Filter. You could do EQ, DJ, equalizer, phaser, flanger, chorus, spatializer, comb, compressor, lo-fi. And on effect 2, as some are similar, some are special. Filter, equalizer, DJ, phaser, flanger, chorus, spatializer, comb, filter, and also delay, plate, reverb, spring, and dark. Okay, so what I'm going to do on effect 1, I'm going to change the filter into a kick drum sound. So I'm going to increase this, what do you call this, the Q, the resonance, yeah. And then I'm going to look for a good place for the kick drum to sound like it. Now I'm really pumping it now. Can you hear this? So we found some really heavy bass frequencies, and I just turned up the resonance of the filter really high. And these numbers are good to remember. Maybe if you want to quickly create a kick drum, you think it sounds pretty good, but it needs this little thumping sub. Then you remember these numbers because then you can quickly find. Okay, I'm gonna be somewhere like 31. So basically, that was the low cut, and this is the high cut. And both the low cut and the high cut side has their own resonance. So I'm gonna just affect the low cut here. Okay, we're gonna try these together. Function and track to unmute them. It's a bit loud. Level So I could do the same thing with this track 4 as well. Let's see what I could do with this to make it more interesting. Maybe add something crazy. I don't know. Let's see. Lo-fi. This is like a signature effect. So maybe, excuse me, sometimes I move too fast maybe, but so I'm on track 4, effect 1, double tap it, go into this list where you can select what sort of effect you want, press yes, select it, go to effect again and change the parameters. We've got the dist, a very destructive distortion there, and we've got this sort of a bit reduction, I guess. And these two together. Yeah. It's up to you what you think is funny. Okay, maybe this. And the second one, I'm gonna add some delay and see. I'm gonna send. That doesn't really work. I'm gonna double tap here and select something else. Maybe the dark reverb. Yeah. Send it rather than mix it. So how about this? That's kind of creepy. It's a bit loud. Okay. Let's create some drums on track 2 and see what happens. I'm gonna do some voice drums and see if that's cool. I'm gonna hit the microphone here. Yeah, it could probably hear me twice now. Do. Okay, I'm just gonna record something random. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's see what we've got. I'm gonna go into edit mode. Yeah, this is all useful. Let's make just slice it up, I guess. It's a manual process. Let's zoom in, go in there, go into slice, yeah, add a slice. I'll make a little kit, like a voice kit. So did you hear that? When I'm doing this, I could press function and yes to preview straight from the playhead, from the position. Yeah, great little chirp. So is this the end? Yeah, okay, we'll reach the end. Now, go out, I'm on track 2, playback, double tap, turn on slices, dish, and we've got all these slices here now. great little kit right there. Let's see. How does it? Okay, let's use this. Let's just freestyle to this and see what happens. Okay. While this is playing, I can start changing the pitch. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna make use of this now. Okay, this is the scene scene mixer, and these are the scene buttons. We've got scene A and scene B. So what I'm going to do now is set up a way to change some parameters with just this. Okay, so if I press scene A, you can see here the scene A is currently on scene number 1. Press scene B, press scene number 2. You can see the red one is the selected one. So what this means is I could set up stuff associated with one scene and then stuff associated with another scene and just slide it through to that stage. And usually scene A is just clean, and usually scene B is where you make changes. So let's do it for now. Scene B, scene number 2, hold it and change stuff. I'm going to change the pitch to maximum pitch and see what happens now. Did you hear that? That's pretty cool already. I'm going to make another scene, scene number 3, where I changed the rate to negative, and the rate as the playback. It's the playback speed. So, and I just changed it. I changed the scene by doing this. Okay, so now it's going to respond to that. Backwards, forward. And instantly, while it's playing, I could change scene just like that. Listen to this. That's pretty cool. And I could also, okay, I'm going to mute this track so you pay attention now. Right now, scene B is scene number 2. So I could transfer into scene number 2. And when I'm there, I could change scene number A to another scene and transfer into that. And then I could change scene B to something else. And then I could change scene A back to normal. This is where, if you get the hang of this, there's a very extremely powerful way to transfer through a different crazy modes like this. Okay. And then change this. And back to normal. Now. Okay, go into 2. Change this to number. could do this really fast, very fast. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So what do we do here? We do, what we do? A little melody. Okay. Maybe with a nice reverb. Okay, let's record a little snippet like that, but I'm afraid that I won't do it in time. So I'm going to show you a thing now. Now, up until now, we haven't changed any recording settings, but you could actually change a lot there. So let's see what's in it. Function and record. We can see the length. I'm going to change the recording length to 64 steps. And I'm going to go to function record, the second one. I'm going to press, well, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Quantize rec 16. And this is going to be like, I'm going to press record and track 1, but it's going to wait until the current page has reached an end and then record, just, you know, synchronized to the other thing. Okay, let's do that. So I'm just gonna play now. So on track 4 and record is waiting. Okay, it's done. Let's see if it's in time. I'm gonna just start it right here. Yeah, it's pretty nice. The reason why it's off is because I played late. It's my fault. Okay, so effect 2. Let's make this dark reverb. I think it sounds really cool right now. Okay, I'm going to show you more of the power of the scenes. I've done changes to just one track on these two. Now, what if I make another scene with changes on all the tracks? No problem. Just, you know, press there. Just set up. I'm gonna make it the playback pitch. I'm gonna pitch it down on all the tracks. Let's just see what happens. Okay, maybe not on the kick drum, so I'm gonna press this to reset it. Or maybe actually the melody is going to be pitched up, whereas the other tracks are pitched down. Or maybe something even more creative. Let's make another one. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to apply, on this scene, I'm going to apply a vibrato to this and see what happens. Oh, sorry. Okay, so how to do that? scene B is going to go into the LFO page. I'm just going to see where things are routed. The LFO has got 3 LFOs, well 4, with one you could design yourself. The LFO is currently set up to apply changes to the pitch. Okay, let's keep it that way. Multiply, yeah, it's fine. The LFO 1, 2, 3, depth. Okay, I'm just gonna try it and see. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Speed. Maybe even faster. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So, it's currently not applied because I set it to 0 again. Scene, make a change. Okay, 11. Turn everything on again. Okay, another thing. Right now it's set up to have like 8 tracks, but you could set it up to like the 8th track be the master track. So let's do that. Go into function and project and audio. You can say it. Track 8, master or normal. Right now it's normal. Let's make it a master. So what happens is like track number 8 doesn't have any samples on their own, or you can't trigger samples and stuff, but everything goes through this, so you could hijack it, like with this. For instance, you could create an effect that's on the master, like high pass and low pass. Let's see. Like that. Are you know, some effects might be something that you use a lot, and some scene changes like that, for instance, might be something very useful for a DJ. So you should put these effects that are on this, you know, common to many projects on the same place on the like, for instance, maybe the high pass filtering could be on scene number 16. So I create this master track. So tuning down the high pass filter, and too much, and turning up the resonance. For instance, and maybe that one, number 15, could be the opposite if you're using these things. Oh, sorry. Bass, like the. Okay, another thing with making track number 8, master track, and this might be overused to death, but it's a very powerful tool for making rhythmic changes, is to use the delay. You could go in, you know, you can notice, right, I double tap sometimes to go into the settings. The delay can work in different modes. It has tape mode, for instance. Tape mode makes the delay buffer speed up and down if you change the delay buffer, like a tape. It's very digital sounding, so you might be disappointed if you actually think it's going to sound like a real tape. It doesn't. But it sounds pretty cool. And there is something called lock. I'm going to turn on lock. Now listen to this. I can't hear anything now. You know why? Because if send is turned to 0, it is going to go into lock mode. And if it's not 0, it's just passing the audio through. Did you hear that? It just locked the sound buffer in the delay. And it just played once because the feedback is in 0. So I'm going to turn up the feedback to maximum power. Okay, let's see now. So what happened was that it just locked the delay buffer and cut away the live sound and just let the delay buffer take over for a while. And this is something that a lot of electronic artists do to create like rhythmical hiccups. So and we've been into this mode. Check this out. We've been into the function and arrow down. We've been into slices mode, but there is another mode called delay control, and this could access this delay thing for us. And the way it works is like from here on to there, track, you can see it, T1, T2, and so on. Every track that has a delay on it is active here for this thing, delay control. But it might not work until you set it up to work the way you want it. So what I did was I go in here and turn on the lock, okay? And then I put the send to something above 0. And what this does is just turning it down to 0 and locking it. And the initial delay speed is the speed that you have decided to be here. So if I turn the time to 32, and as you can see now, when I press this, we've got orange lighting up here. It means that you could change the time. This is the time, and this is the delay channels. And because it's set to tape right now, you could hear this, you know, it's kind of sort of behaving like the tape. But if I set it up to not being a tape, it's going to behave very digital. It's just going to cut the buffer. So you can play around with these. There's like as I said before, it might be overused. You've heard this for a long time, but it's very powerful, especially for live things. They could, you know, cut in any place and you know, change the rhythm a little bit, if you will. Okay, so yeah, this is the Octatrack. This is like a first little video of how to record, how to lay out some slices, and how to make get started with the Octatrack. Now there is one thing that is so important. It's really important. If you save this now and then you load it up again later, all the samples everything will be gone. This is something you need to be absolutely aware of, that when you're using the recording slots, they will be clean every time you start up the project. So before moving on, saving, shutting down the power, you need to save all these recording slots into another slot. Well, actually, you need to save them into new files, because the recording slots are always meant to be there for quick access to quick recording. They're not meant to be the end station, the end files. So how do we do that? Well, we've been using these 4 recording slots. I'm going to go in here, press back edit again, and we can see it here. I'm going to go to the file menu, and I'm going to do this, save. Let's see, save and assign sample. I'm going to suggest a random name. I'm going to actually take the time to name this. Maybe you don't have time to name them in the live situation, and it's nice that they always suggest a random, like a new name. Okay, this is like the melody. There we go. Saving sample, assign, and if you assign it to self, it sort of assigns itself to the same place as where the recording buffer is. It might not be what you want if you're going to record another time. Assign to free flex. Let's see what happens now. Assign to flex 1. So where is flex 1? I'm going to double tap this. We're still having this recording 1 assigned to this track. But if I go down here, I can see, oh, there's the melody. Yes, select that. Okay, I'm going to repeat this for all the remaining 3. Edit, save and assign sample. This is the beatbox. Beatbox. Saving, assign to free flex. Okay, and then track 3, save and assign sample. And what's kick drum? Yeah, kick. Kick. Yeah, free flex. Track 4 was the bass, right? Okay. Save and assign sample. Okay. And I'm going to go in here. Number 2. Kick. So it's a bit of fiddling around, but that's what you have to do sometimes. Yeah, it's all fine. Okay, I'm gonna make one more where I change the the playback, let's see, the rate, and make it negative on all channels except the kick drum. So, okay, let's see what happens now. That's pretty stupid, but yeah. on for hours. Okay, so this is my first video of the Octatrack, and I hope some of you really liked it. If you're a professional Octatrack player, you probably go like, this is just basic stuff, and it is. But it's about getting the picture of what the Octatrack can do and how you do it, and you need to start somewhere because it's really deep. You could do some sophisticated stuff with the Octatrack, but you could do that with stuff that I show you today, and it could sound awesome. Just very simple, basic stuff. So if you liked it, maybe you'd care to throw in a couple of dollars, like $2 or something, every time I come out with such a video. And you could do it by giving me a high five here if you're on a computer. If you're not on a computer, you need to, go down in the description and find the Patreon links. Giving me a high five is going to take you to Patreon and to my Patreon site, and where you can set up any amount that you see fit every time I come out with a new video. It's a really, really great platform, and it's expanding. It's a great platform for indie artists or creators of any kind, really. So if you're into that, give me a high five. Otherwise, you can just subscribe to me here on YouTube. I put out all sorts of videos from time to time, music jams, interviews. I'm going to go to Musikmesse very soon, and I'm going to try and make as many interviews as possible this time, and stuff like that. I'm intending to make my channel grow, and with your help I could grow even further, so I appreciate it very much from the bottom of my heart. Okay, there's Cuckoo, Octatrack. It really rocks. It's a bit of the OP1 as well. It really rocks too, So see you around. Stay cuckoo. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Make comments below, or join my Facebook group, or follow me on Twitter. You can find me anywhere you want, probably. Gotta stop talking now. See you around. See you soon.